Fine. Next, our discussion is BGP. Can anyone explain what is the difference between IGP and EGP? What is the difference between IGP and EGP?
Like IGT, like Interior Gateway Protocol, it's between like within
IGP.
an organization.
Okay.
Within an organization, like EGT, it's between
E-
an organization.
Sorry, what you said?
Like it's in between the organization.
No,
Like
no. EGT, not EGT, or what you said? EGP.
IGT.
See, EGP, that is EGP, Exterior Gateway Protocol. Okay,
Yeah,
fine. Go ahead.
Exterior Gateway Protocol is like within the organization. Like it deals with the within the organization.
Mhm.
And
Fine.
yeah,
And what
in
about
EGP,
mm,
EGP like between the organization, right?
yeah, between the organizations? Anyone add on something? Anyone want to add on something?
Like Interior Gateway Protocols like has like distant vector and link state, and EGP like has like path vector. For the distant vector, we have like we use like RIP or like advanced type like EIGRP. For the link state, like we have like OSPF or ISIS. For the exterior gateway, we have only BGP.
Fine, good.
The
Here we have like advanced distance vector. Uh, First one is distance vector, and second one is link state, and third one is advanced distance vector in IGP, where we'll use the IGP protocol mainly. IGP stands for Interior Gateway Protocol. Interior Gateway Protocol mainly will use a within a LAN. Within a LAN. It means within a organization. Within a AS number. In single AS, we'll use IGP protocol. Those are distance vector, link state, and advanced distance vector. In distance vector, we have RIP version 1 and version 2, and IGRP, Interior Gateway Routing Protocol. The Interior Gateway Routing Protocol advanced version is EIGRP. Morning we had a discuss about this. EIGRP. Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol. Now coming to advanced distance vector routing protocol, EIGRP. Now RP, and here we have OSPF, and one more is ISIS. In this ISIS protocol, mainly internet service provider will use. Now coming to EGP, that is our topic. BGP, Exterior Gateway Protocol, where we'll use EGP protocol means external, means in two different A's. This is one AS, you can assume, and it's different A's. In two different A's, we'll use the BGP protocol. Good. Any doubts? Yeah. And border gateway protocol is a open standard protocol. Open standard protocol. It will be work all the vendors, and it is on EGP protocol. Exterior gateway protocol means work with between AS numbers, work between two organizations, work between two ISPs, work in between two ISPs. ISP1, ISP2. If you want to communicate at different locations, it means you are sit in a different location and you want to communicate with a different location, then BGP is required. Without BGP, you cannot able to communicate with your different branch, with your different location, because the ISP in between us, in between two different branches, ISP, service provider or internet service providers are there. Understood? Internet service providers are there. And what is the difference between service provider and ISP, internet service provider? You can assume like service providers means this is your branch. They will directly connected to branch connectivity. Here, internet is not required. It will be work branch 1 to branch 2. It will be work like intranet. Intranet. Here, and it will be like there also will use like BGP protocol, because service providers will use as a different AS and will use as a different AS, because we are using like BGP here. Understood? And service providers provide us leased line service. Leased line service means point to point connectivity. No share media is in between us. No share media. It means ISP means there is a share media. See, this is, you can assume ISP. In this ISP, they will provide different client in that service only. They provide ours also. This is our company A, and our company branch is different A. This is A company and A company, and B company and B company, and C company and C company. They'll provide share media. Understood? Internet service providers. And service providers, it means they will provide us point to point. In between, no share media is there. No, not yet. But in service provider, ISP, in ISP, like their share media is there. SP means service provider, only leased line service, point to point connectivity. Fine. Now coming to next topic. It's a classless routing protocol. Okay. One, what does it mean, classless? Classless
So
routing.
it carries the subnet information.
Good. It will be carried this with subnet information. By default, auto summary is disabled. What does it mean, auto summary? Summary. Ajay? Saisri? Summarization.
Summary means
Will filter the traffic.
like
I said. Oh, yes. Go ahead.
route summarization.
If you have multiple prefixes, multiple network IDs, whenever you are advertising multiple network IDs, that time if you use summarization, it will be summary like you will get like it will be like 1.0 something 23. Okay, it's we are using like filtering the network IDs. network IP addresses, whichever our traffic is there. If you are here, you have 100 prefixes. Instead of this 100 prefixes, will advertise like only one prefix with the help of summarization. Will filter our traffic. By default, auto summary is disabled. Earlier, it was a disabled. Now, latest version of router devices, it will be enabled. Nowadays, it will be auto by default enabled. And maximum path by default only one. Maximum path by default one. In OSPF, how many paths are there? Maximum and minimum in OSPF. Up to it will be 16. In EAGRP, 4. Up to how many you want, you can. Now, but in maximum path by default only one, because here the BGP protocol is for, will use only point-to-point connectivity. Point-to-point connectivity at one location to other location. The main focus is for BGP is point-to-point connectivity. If you have multiple path, not required here. But we will configure as a BGP like indirect neighborship, indirect connectivity. Indirect connectivity, we'll discuss. Indirect means with the help of logical interfaces. So not required. If directly connected network means if this link goes down, the no path is there. If in BGP we have option like will configure as like indirectly. This is a directly connected interface. Above this directly connected interface will connect likewise BGP. Indirect neighborship will be formed with the help of loopback IP addresses. So that is the reason only one path is there by default. If you want, you can extend it, no issue. And it is a layer 7 protocol. What does it mean by layer 7, Kaushik? Layer 7?
Like that is the last layer where the IP address and everything is like transferred.
Layer 7 is which layer? That is
Different.
layer 7 is
Application.
This is the application layer. The
Yes.
first layer was the physical layer and the last layer was the application layer.
Yes, this is the application layer protocol.
Yeah.
This one is the application layer protocol. Ajay,
Yes.
EAGRP and OSPF, which layer protocols?
OSPF is a network layer protocols. No, network.
Yes, don't confuse.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's a network layer protocol, and IGF is also a network laying protocol, a layer 3.1.
Fine. Good. And it TCP port number is 179. And you can observe here something. Here we don't have any multicast IP address. Multicast IP address. But in OSPF, EAGRP, those are we have a multicast IP addresses. But in BGP don't have any multicast IP address because it's a unicast message it will be sent. Okay. It is a completely reliable protocol. It means it will be used like three-way handshake. First is whenever the neighborship form, that time it will be send a message to sync packet, and then it will be get the sync plus ACK, to, and then it will be replied at ASIC acknowledgement. Likewise, syncing acknowledgement. It's a three-way handshake because of it's a reliable protocol. Reliable protocol. BGP is a reliable protocol and uses TCP port number is 179. It means whenever this user wants to communicate, this user, TCP messages will be sent here. Like first, once TCP established, then the once the traffic is going from source to destination, this is like your source port number, source IP address is like 1.1/24 192.168, and destination IP address you can assume 2.192.168.2.1/24. different networks here. So source to destination, he wants to communicate. That time it will be coming from upper layer. That time it will be send the traffic like with the help of this port number. Source from coming to top to bottom. That layer 4 is it will be use TCP port number 179. With the help of 179 only, it will be send the traffic. So this router will assume the traffic is coming from BGP protocol. It will be recognized with the help of port number. Then the reply time, it will be take any random port number. Any random port number like 1024 something, it will take with the help of this port number, it will be give the reply to this port number. And once the port source to destination communication, like first source will initiate some traffic with the help of BGP port number. BGP port number that is 179. Then with source IP address is 192.168.1.1, the source IP address, and destination IP address is this one 2.1, and source MAC address. First it will move coming from top to bottom. Layer 4, it's 179 port number. With 179 port number, it will be initiate the traffic. This IP address, this is this user initiating traffic. And layer 2, we have like MAC address AA, you can assume. With the information that with this information, the traffic will be initiated. And the destination IP address is this one. You can assume layer 2 BB, port number is MAC address is BB. Then once the destination received the packet, then the destination will give the reply. Like that time it will be reply time. It will be convert like this is the first source and this one is DST, destination. The time whenever the giving time, reply time, it will be again, it will be convert to the source, and this one is destination. DST. That time it will be take as a random port. Any random port. Okay, this will be used like one kind of synchronization. Likewise, the syncing message will be like fine. Whenever the giving reply, it will be random port, it will be give. And whenever they are communication, the TCP connection up to established, the port number, it will be random port also not change. Always they communicate with the help of these port numbers only in BGP. Once the BGP down, again the re-establishing the BGP, that time port number again, random port number will be changed. But this, whichever TCP having, it's a unique port, it won't change. But random port will be changed. Whenever the BGP went down, that time random port will be changed. But whenever you are initiating the traffic, the unique port number is always the TCP port number is 179. It will be established with the help of this only established. Random port number will be changed always. Any doubts? Up to here? Up to here, any doubts? Completely reliable protocol up to here. Now we have two types of BGP versions, like eBGP and iBGP. In BGP, two types of versions we have, like eBGP for eBGP for the two different A's. A's 100 and A's 200. In between, we'll use eBGP, exterior BGP, this one, eBGP. But whenever you are need within organization, if you want to communicate within A's, within organization, that is iBGP protocol. The BGP AD values like 20 for the eBGP and 200 for the iBGP. Here we'll use iBGP, interior gateway protocol and exterior gateway protocol. iBGP will work within AS, within AS, and eBGP will work in between A's, two different A's. And it will be send update unicast 1-to-1 because it have only by default one path. It will be send only unicast messages 1-to-1. All good? Understanding everything? If you are not
Yes.
understanding, tell me. Any points? Till now, all is good? Yamuna, what is the AD
Yes.
value of static routing?
1. AD
Default
value of
routing?
static routing is 1. Default routing or connector?
Default routings, we have types. Can you tell me types and route AD values?
Default routing types and the AD value.
Like OSPF.
Okay, the OSPF, it's like 110. EIGRP,
OSPF is a
it's like-
default routing?
No, it's dynamic routing.
That is what I'm
I was
expecting.
just thinking, like default
Fine.
routing, we don't have any types, right?
Then
So
tell
when you
that
said like
only.
OSPF, okay.
Fine. Then tell that only. I'm confusing you. No issue. And OSPF having AD values?
OSPF, it's like 110. EIGRP, it's like 90.
EGRP having only one AD value or any apart from that other AD values are also there?
I just remember 110.
OSPF is 110, okay.
Sorry, EIGRP is 90. And other one, I don't remember that one.
Anyone?
One is 90 and one is 170.
Fine. And one more?
And for the RIP, it's 120.
And 5 something. I just remember morning they said 90, 170, and 5.
Fine. Good. Good. Fine. It's for internal. It's for external. This is for summarization. Any external routes coming, any outside, that one is redistributed or something. Those are 170 and 5 for the summarization routes, and internal routes for the by default, whichever we are advertising prefixes, that is 90. And OSPF having 110 only and RIP having 120. Good. And here we have two AD values, 20 and 200. 20 for the eBGP, 200 for the iBGP. and the message will be unicast. And this is not a dynamic routing protocol. BGP is not a dynamic routing protocol. Dynamic routing protocols are OSPF, EAGRP, RIP, ISIS. These all are the dynamic routing protocols. But BGP is not a dynamic routing protocol. It is a like path vector only, but it will be like will configure as a direct with the help of like manually will configure neighborship manually. These protocols dynamically they will be select the best path, but here will tell manually. That is the reason only one path, maximum path. Manually will tell this is your neighbor. If one more router is also is there, see, indirect neighborship means here one router is there, here one router is there, and here one router is there, here one router is there, here one router is there. In OSPF, if I want to communicate this router to R1 to R2, 3, 4, 5, R5, then I should have to configure in each and every router. I should have to configure each and every router this dynamic routing protocol. But I can give here like indirect neighborship manually. In between, I'll use like OSPF, and this router to this router, I'll use like indirect neighborship with the help of indirect interfaces, that is loopback IP address. Loopback IP addresses. With the help of loopback IP addresses, I can configure indirect neighborship. That is the reason it does not support dynamic neighborship. In lab, we will verify that. Clear? Why it is not it will be not support as a dynamic neighborship. And BGP convergence is slow compared to IGP protocols, because it will be slow convergence. It will be take as 60 seconds. It will check everything. We'll discuss. The convergence is very slow compared to IGP protocols. If there also, it will be send a keep alive messages every 60 seconds. Every 60 seconds, they will send the messages. Keep alive messages. My neighbor is up or down. My neighbor is up or down. If down means the neighborship will be gone in BGP. That is the reason the BGP is slow compared to IGP protocols. Convergence. Fine. Understood the concepts of BGP? And where we'll use BGP actually? When our network is enterprise, right? Okay, when our network is enterprise means we have a multiple branches. Our data center is different location. We have multiple branches. These all are LAN sets, LAN networks. These all are LAN networks. We have a multiple branches. Then only we'll use. We should have to connect our data center point to point. So we'll use in our network is enterprise. We'll use as a BGP protocol. IGP protocol developed for the handle only thousands of prefixes, but the BGP will maintain lakhs of prefixes. It will be maintain the lakhs of prefixes. Prefixes in the sense end user information, end user prefixes in the sense we have like these many prefixes, so many branches, so many departments. You can assume in a department, in a single branch, you have a different departments like account departments, HR departments, and business department. Any different kind of departments, software department. This kind of department, every department having different prefix IP addresses, different network IDs. Those will be carried with the help of lakhs of network IDs. It will be carried. Simple manner. Lakhs of network IDs. It will be carried. BGP protocol. When we are service provider, when we are service providers also, they'll use BGP protocol between two service providers. Between two service providers, BGP will use. And in BGP, we have a types of customers. We'll discuss that. Types of customers means you have a office, like in a small branch, you have small branch, the branch is connected. They have one router and one switch, only limited employees. Only 50-60 employees is there. And two switches are there. Two access switches is there. They have one access switches. They use like 24 ports, and in one access will use 24 ports, and one more access they'll use like remaining ports. Two are different. How many ports remaining they'll use likewise. These are small branch. Okay, they are connected. They want to communicate internet, ISP. So it is sufficient for the directly connected to internet. No need for them any BGP protocol. For them, no need a BGP. If they are using, means they are wasting their money. No need for single homed customer. No, not. Now coming to dual homed customer. See, in earlier we use only one router, or here I am using here also one router, but wait. Dual homed customer in this, it means only one router and is not required, R1, and it's a single homed. Now coming to dual homed, it means I have one router and only one ISP, but they are using redundancy. Only one ISP. Here also only one ISP. It's here also not required. Here also not required BGP protocol. Single multi-homed, it means they have only one router. But redundancy part, two ISPs they have. But in this time, they have access. It's a distribution layer, and distribution layer is connected to access switches. R1. They use like FHRP protocol, like redundancy protocol, or VRRP or HSRP. We have a concept that also. If any link goes down, this will be automatically standard. It will be come up. Redundancy they are using. In this case, in this case we can use it. No issue. It's kind of branch location. This is not a data center location. In branch locations, this kind of network only will use access layer switches, AL. Access layer, this one is distribution layer. It's a branch location. Okay, one link goes down, one ISP went down. We have a second ISP. In this case, we'll use the BGP protocol. Now coming to well multi-homed. Dwell multi-homed. R1 and R2. And ISP1, ISP2. And here, like, it's a data center location, you can assume. This is the network for the data center location. Give me a second, please. It's a well multi-homed network. R1, ISP1, ISP2. The distribution layer. Switch, and here also we have a distribution layer. These all are access switches. Access layer switches. These all are access layer switches. Understood. Now connectivity, like not like this one also, like redundancy. We'll use likewise. This is a dual multi-homed network. If this ISP went down also, no issue. We have a redundant path. For this router also, we have this router also. Redundant path. If in this case, only one ISP went down, no issue. We have a redundant path. In these cases, we'll use. Where we'll use this interface to this interface, we'll use eBGP. This interface to this interface, we'll use eBGP. And inside, we'll use like IGP protocols. IGP protocol. This IGP protocol will redistribute to BGP prefixes, because I have to communicate at my different branch. This is, you can assume, branch 1. This is a branch location we'll use as a single multi-homed customers, but in data centers we'll use dual multi-homed network. Network type is dual multi-homed. single multi-homed network. These are the customer types. Any doubts till what we discussed? Guys, do you have any queries? Anyone?
Ellen, can you
Okay.
explain the single
No.
home the customer?
Sorry,
Single home customer.
single home. This one.
Yeah,
Okay, fine.
first. No, not multi. First one, single home customer.
Okay, fine. Any other one? Other, someone raised the questions. This question is for Yamuna. And other questions? Will this
Can you explain one more time the dual multi-home customer?
fine? Dual multi-homed customer. Apart from that, anyone having different questions? Anyone? Okay. What we'll do, we'll discuss again the customer types. It's important. Single homed customer. See, in this single homed customer, only one customer, it will be connected to with only one ISP. Connected only one ISP. Here we have it's a small kind of branch. They are in this single homed customer, limited users are there. So here not required for BGP. This is R1 branch 1 something, and this one is ISP. They are directly connected. It's kind of your home network. It's kind of your home network. The Wi-Fi device, one router is there. With router, ISP is connected to our LAN devices. You can assume your laptop or your mobile. It's kind of device. It's a single homed customer. And if we'll go in network type, it will be connected like one switch, and this switch is connected to multiple users directly. Access switch. It's two-tier architecture. Now coming to understood,
Yes.
guys? Yes. Now coming to dual homed customer. Dual homed customer. Customer type. Again, only one ISP. That ISP is connected redundancy links. Thus, that ISP is connected redundant links. Same. Here also we have like only one access switch. Access switch is connected to multiple users. Like multiple users. But what here we have a two links. If one link goes down also, we have a redundant path. If this port is went down, we have another port to reach. It's dual homed customer. Fine. Now coming to single multi-homed customer. And this customer type, we have a only one router, and this router is connected to different ISPs. ISP1, Reliance, and you can assume Geo, or AT&T and Verizon. Verizon, or what we call in USA, which network is there?
AT&T and
AT&T,
Verizon.
Verizon.
Verizon. Fine. You can assume like two ISPs. ISP1 and ISP2. Branch 1 router having only one router, and this is connected to like 3-tier architecture we'll use in the branch location. Actually, it's 3-tier architecture. Access switches, in this access switches are connected to distribution switches. One is a L3 switch. It's L3 device. This L3 device is connected to access switches. Access switches, access layer. Access switches, and this access switches is connected to end users. Host. They are connected to host. In this case, what we'll use here, this interface will use eBGP. This interface will use eBGP. Single multi-homed customers. If this link ISP will went down, AT&T went down, we have a Verizon network, like it will be up. If it is linked on, we have another network. For redundant path purpose, we have a FHRP family. First hop redundant protocol, FHRP. In this family, we have a 3 types: GLBP, FHRP, in GLBP and VRRP, HSRP. Tomorrow topic. This one is our next topic. Okay, if one link went down, we have another link. Okay, and one more home customer type is, that is multi-homed customer. Customer type, we have every device has a redundant path. Here we have only one path. If this device went down, what is the issue? If link goes down, okay, no issue is there. If the device some faulty, if here also no issue, we have one, will take as a one more link. If this device went down, we cannot able to communicate different locations, right? So we have a different method home, that is we have dual multi-homed customer type. Everything will be redundancy. Will take in between this interface to this interface, will use a eBGP in between. And iBGP will use, in this case, will use iBGP. Here not required. Here also required if you want to advertise prefixes, because in this case, we have a lot of prefixes in data center. We have a lot of prefixes. That is the reason we'll use BGP protocol. Here we have again multiple prefixes likewise. Understood. Where we'll use BGP protocols? In between eBGP will use, because two different AS. In this case, we'll use because two different AS. This is the different AS because ISP, and this is a different AS. That is the reason we are using iBGP protocols. Understood. Here we are using iBGP.